Hello, my name is Ángel Jara Zaragoza Costa. Today I'm going to perform this practice. This is the practice number 15. What I'm going to do here is to identify some points that are going to be used during the feature of the part. We can see here that it's very symmetrical piece, and so we're going to have the same values for the X and Y axis. What I'm going to do first is to code is to write the size of this piece. We're going to write billet 65 and for the both axes, and 20 because we have here in this part 10 plus 5 plus 5, 20 for the zeta axis. We're going to identify the tools that we're going to be used. We're going to T1 with a diameter of 30 for the extend circle. We need to use a big circle. We're going to use the different one to the XM part that I'm going to say rest here. This squares. Then we're going to continue with the T3 using diameter of 12 for the center of the circle. We have diameter of 7.5 for this part. 25, 36, 36 for diameter of 1 for the definition of the tool. And then we're going to write a edge move to not have a error during the process. Then we're going to start putting the vesicles. This is for the home. This is the first tools that we're going to use for the whole of the middle. We're going to start spinning. We're going to continue with the perforation of the spar. So we're going to position it in this part, in the middle of the piece, to start doing the perforation. Then we're going to continue position it in zeta 0. This is for start coding the subroutine. We're going to repeat it 4 times because it's going to be a depth of 8. This is going to be called 1500. And after this finish, we're going to move to 0, 1 again. We're going to save. And now we're going to move to the next subroutine. What I'm going to do here is to go to F3, and I'm going to write the number of this subroutine. I'm going to use 2 millimeter for each screen pass. So it's going to be -2, -4, -6, -8. So it's going to repeat 4 times. So it's going to be just right the binary one to the incremental coordinates. theta minus 2, G90 to stop the incremental loop, and the M99 to stop the loop. We're going to save and go back to the main subroutine. We end and we continue with the next part. When we're going to change again the two, so what we're going to do first is to go home and stop the machine. Then we're going to change the two. The biggest, I'm going to start spinning again. We're going to move to the position of the middle of the piece. And don't forget the zero one. And position zero zero. And as this is the biggest circle, we're going to position it something like here. We have to rest from the middle of this part to here, to position it here, minus the radio of the two. So it's going to be in using the 32 minus 10 minus the 2 that we have here. I forgot it's 32.5 minus 10 minus the 2, the radio of the 2. So it's going to be this part and 32 for for the same axis of the middle of this piece. Then I'm going to continue using the second subroutine. It's going to repeat 5 times. So it's going to repeat, I'm going to use this one. We're going to repeat just one time because I'm going to use no incremental absolute coordinates. So that's why I'm going to use that one. But I'm going to use -2, -4, and -5. Then we're going to continue with well, I'm going to do better using the 5 times instead because it's going to be more easier if I use a absolute. So I'm going to use this to go back to 0, 1 after we finish. I'm going to save. I'm going to go to this project. We're going to write G99, G minus 1, then G02 to move and do a circle around this. We're going to position it in the same, and we're going to have a radio of 25 because it's the sum of the radio of the two and the 10 millimeters. we're going to move to X0. Then we're going to go back again to the next circle. We're going to position it in the same, now with a radius of 32 to position it just here. I'm going to go to A99 to start the loop. We're going to save and go back to the same routine. I forgot to name this is the extern circle, and this is the end. Now we're going to continue with the perimeter. Now for the perimeter, we're going to position it here using the tool, exact tool to go around the figure this. We're going to go back again to the start the machine. We're going to go home again. We're going to go to the changing the tool. We're going to use the number 5 because the tool number 5 is this one of I'm sorry, the number 4, because it's going to be the same value of this. We're going to start spinning again. Then we're going to position it here. This value is going to be in total. We have the radius of the tool is going to be 3.75, and we have here the value of the first point is equal to 32 minus 32.5 minus the 15 of radius minus the 2. This is for the x-axis, and the y-axis is going to be 32.5 plus 6.75, because here we have the half of this 3 plus another 3.75 is going to be this. This is going to be on the y-axis. Then we're going to continue with the go to zeta minus 1 minus 5, because if we already performed this extermination of this. We're going to repeat another 5 times because it's another 5 times. And we're going to call this as the next subroutine. Then We're going to go back again to 0, 1 after we finish. This is the end. I'm going to save and go to this subroutine. Now we have to start doing the points that we have here. I already calculated some of them. We have the G91 to incremental. We have to go 0 minus 1. We have to go to the position of this point. So we already calculated. So we're going to be in the same. We're going to perform a half of circle, maybe a quarter of circle from this to here. So this point is going to be for the axis of x going to be 32.5 minus 3 minus another 3.75 is going to be x of 20.5, and also the the y-axis is going to sum the 32.5 plus 15 plus the 2 is going to be 51.25. Then we're going to continue with the next part. We're going to move just a little bit to the left. So we're going to move and 32.5 minus 8 minus 3.75 equals to this. Then we're going to move to the next point. We're going to go up again to this point. So we're going to be 32.5 plus 50 plus 75 equals to 55. And then we're going to continue with the second circle from here to here. We're going to sum 32.5 plus 8 plus this equals to this in the axis. For the axis is going to be the same. And a radio of going to be a radio of 11.75 because we are using 8 plus 3.75. I forgot to put here, we're going to have a radio of 80.75 because it's 15 plus 3.75. Now, the second part, we're going to go to the same point that we wrote before in this down, just a little down, a little to the left, It's going to be 32.5 plus 6, I'm sorry, is 3.85 plus 6.75 plus to this. And then I'm going to continue moving to the next point. It's going to be the second half of quarter cycle. And we're going to draw this. We are going to position it in the same points that we have here. So maybe it's going to be the opposite, because let's imagine that we have like a Cartesian plane. So this is going to be positives, negatives, and the positive x, positive y, negative x, positive y, negative y, negative x, and positive x, positive y. So this is going to be, at least for this part, is going to be the opposite of the one that we wrote before, equals to the 51.25, and the axis of y is going to be the same we wrote before, and a radio of 18.75. Then we're going to go back to the up, little up. It's going to be 32.5 plus 8 plus 3. We're going to go a little to the right. Uh, 2.5 plus 15 plus 75. Then we're going to continue with the next part. We're going to go the second circle. And we're then ready. Next part. have to go a little to the down. So we're going to position it um, in the X minus 3.75. And the same as the other. We're going to move to the second quarter of circle, third part of circle. This is equal for the X and for the Y. And a radius of 18.75. Then we're going to move a little to the right. The same value that we got. A little down. And we're going to go to the next part. And next is going to be the Y in I think I have mistake here. Minus, yes, this is wrong. And the next is going to be the third half circle. Then going to position it 32.5 minus 8 minus 3.75. And in the same of Y. We're going to go to the same point that we made before. The same point that we brought before to this. And then we're going to do the next radio. The same of we have here. So for the axis of x is going to be the same that we wrote here, and the y-axis is going to be the same that we wrote here. With a radio 18.75. Then we're going to move a little to the down, left, and do the circle to finish this. In the same position that we brought before. And finally, 899. We finish the second the routine. So we're going to go back to the main. We're going to now start writing the definition of this machine, this figure. So we're going to go to the position here. Now doing using 1 millimeter, so we have to change again the two. And now we're going um to start doing the changing the two. We're going to find the 1 millimeter tool. This is the number 5. position A, vamos in the same. That is the basic for the perimeter definition. We're going to copy this one. And we're now going to do the same process, but now using the 1 millimeter. Well, we're going to start doing the first point. We're going to write the the position of here. I'm going to do the same process for this. Basically, it's the same, but now we're going to change just a little bit, taking in consideration the points we made before, but now using 1 millimeter. I think I forgot to do this that for this one. After this, we have to go this. Because we're going to stop the incremental. We're going to position it here first. It's going to be 32.5 minus 50 minus 1. Sorry, minus the 50 minus 0.5 because it's a half of the diameter. And for the y-axis is going to be 36 because it's 32.5 plus 5.5, 33 plus the 3 is going to be this. Now we're going to start with the first uh, quarter of circle. We're going to position 8, 32.5 minus 0.5 minus 3. Then 32.5 plus the 70.5. Let me see, it's hard. Minus 10 plus 15 plus the 0.5. Then we're going to go to the 28 because it's 32.5 minus 8 is equal to 28.5 minus 0.5 is equal to 28. Now we're going to continue with the next part. We're going to move to the axis of y to the second circle. This one is going to be 70 in the x and y 33. I'm sorry, I was checking that here. I don't know why I wrote this, but how we have to change this. We have to write now the position this 32.5 minus 8 minus 0.5. Now we have to write the next 32.5 plus the 8 plus 0.5. And the same of this. And the radio of this. Now we have here just some points that I am mistaken, because maybe in the future I'm going to have some reference, so I'm going to start doing the next point. I'm going to position it in the next. That's going to be the same, and 32.5 plus 3.5. We're going to go down to this point. We have to go now, since we are this in this point, we have to move again to this point. So we're going to calculate from here is for the x is going to be plus 50 plus 5. Find the same value as the other and the radius of 15.5. Now we have to go back again to the last point. So we have to perform the previous practice. We have to, well, I mean the previous part. We have go to up and the little to the right and go down to this cap of circle. Okay, continue this part. We have to move to here. Goes to this. And to this. Now we have to position it the same value that we were here. So it's now is for the x-axis. Now we have to go to the half of circle when the same axis x. Well, now in the y-axis, 32 minus 8 minus 0.5. Then we have to go to little left. And I forgot to put the gradient of 8.5. Then we have to continue with the same point. We have to give a little upper. and have to go to the next part. That is going to be the next radio. Is when I'm going to position it at the same here. So it's going to be the same, 36. Up for the Y is going to be 32.5 minus 15 minus 0.5, 70. And a radius of 55.5. Then we have to go to the next part. It's going to be here, because it's equal to 32.5 minus 15 minus 7.5. Okay. Plus 5. Then we're going to continue with the next part. Is just to go to the right in 41. Now we have to go 10 in the Y of 21 to be here, just in this position. Then we're going to go to the next half cycle. It's going to be this, because it's the same that this one. And for this is 91, because it's the same of this one. And a radio of 8.5. Then continue with the last part. We're going to position it the same. The same, it is equal to this one. Now we're going to calculate the from this point to this point. Is it going to be the same axis now for the y axis, but not for the x axis? And just change it to get both. And this is radio. Now we have to sum a next part is going to be now the same, but now the x. the last quarter of half circle, then we have finished the two. So we have just going to the same point that we ended. Um, but now we achieve just the last point that we started and end the code with this 899. We have to save and go back to the main subroutine. And now we have just to do h squared for this. So we're going to do from here to here, from here, here, and just doing that for that all the spaces. So we have to go back and basically this choose bar is going to be repetitive for each one. We are going to use the two of the 10 of millimeters. So we're going to write squares as a command. We have to go to home. We have to start the machine. We have to change the tool to the second. Then we're going to continue. Speed it again. And we have to go to the position that we're going to start. In this case, we have to go to theta 1, then we have to position it in this point. It is a little upper here. We have to go to position 0, because we are in this part. And we are just looking for the first subroutine that we're going to use. I'm going to save and go to the subroutine. For this routine, we're just going to go from this to this and repeat it that. Then we're going to go here -1. 290. We're in X, this one. So we have to move just a little bit to the left, right, go up, we need to cross something like 8. For now, using the go back to the x-axis, then we have to go just a little upper plus another 8. I will go back to do this. Then we have to go again to the back to 40. Then we're going to go back to the it's a little bit less than it's a little bit 3. And we'll continue with this part. We already made this part from here to here. So this is going to be at least this one. We're going to continue going upper and upper. I'm going to check if I have some errors here before to continue because I think I have mistake. We have before we start in the in x0, we go to x40, then we go up just 8 points from the axis. Then here is a mistake, and then we go back to x0. Then in the axis of x, we go now just a little bit higher in the x-axis. Now we are going to go back to in the zero axis we have made this and go back to x0. Then we can go to the next in the y. This way. Then we are going to go back to now to sum to 20 in the x. X0. Then we are going to go to the next point in the y. Then we're going to continue with the next part. We are in -20 and we have to go to the same value that we started. It was this one. The axis. Now another 20, another 740, and 20. X0. And the 99 to end the code. And save and continue with the principal code. Now we're going to position it in the next one. The next one is this one. So we're going to continue. We're not changing the two, so you just have to write the next position. First, we have to go to 0, 1. Then we have to go to the axis 0, y0. And then we have to go to the next position. And we're going to start doing the next part. That is the position or the initiate to the next routine. We're going to position in 0 -5 and start new routine. save, and go to the next. For this one, we're going to do something different, more easier, because in the last part I forgot to do it. What I'm going to do here is just write incremental code. So it's supposed to be easier. -1, almost the same as the other, but now it's easy because we have just incremental. Basically, we are just doing the same, but now consider the different position. We have go from this point to here, then to here, and to this repeat this point. And we finish. It was more easy than the last one, but in the last one I forgot how to do this. Now we're going to the third one. We're going to do the next subroutine, but uh, not changing obviously the two. Now we're going to start from the corner of this one. And then I'm going to save and change the next subroutine. For this one, we're going to go from here to here, then going down and down, and something like this. Now, um, for this one, we're going to repeat the same process, but now in pairs. we're going to count. Basically, just the same, but now you're changing the signal, numerical signal. We have to take care no destroying this hole. That's why I put it here a little less than the other because we have a diameter of 10. We finish this one. Then we go back to this principal, okay? Go to the class. And we have to perform the same. And we're going to position it in the same corner. We have we have to move to the this corner. So in the axis is going to be in 65 and 0. This is the last one, and we have to put this after ended. We're gonna save and change to the last circuit. Now we're going to write the next part and the last. We're going to write incremental, get a -1, and we're going to get this. Now position it, choose 70, and finally we have right, okay. Minus 170, 78. We have to go back to this one. We have here, this one is from left, right, up, left, right, up, left, right, and up. We have go back to 390 and I don't know. We finish. So we're going to go back to the principal, save, and we're going to start setting this point to the middle. I'm going to stop the video until this is finished. So I'm going to wait until the final result. So at the end, this is the end of the code. We just made first the first circle of the hole. We did this external circle. We did the perimeter. We made the total of the definition of this figure, and we take out all this area. So this is the second practice. Thank you for watching.